Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Monday, December 18th, 2023 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I am responsible for to my gratitude process. Here we are, last 2 days of Sagittarius. I personally am sad to watch it go. I'm also excited for incoming solstice energies. So we will have Sun moving out of Sagittarius and winter solstice on the 21st. I always feel like I like it when the solstices and the equinoxes fall on the 21st. It feels like that's when it's supposed to be, but it's not always because time and energy. But this week it is that. And I gotta say, the end of the week may get a little interesting. We might have some solstice magic. We may have some solstice mischief. Can't pronounce words, so we're definitely feeling some mischief in this energy. We will have the Sun and Mercury switching signs. So Mercury is going to retrograde back out of Capricorn into Sagittarius, and the Sun's like, see ya. They're gonna, meet on their way through and move into Capricorn, plus some energies on top of that. Try not to get too in your head about it. That's actually part of our big lessons. So I feel like even as we're wrapping up the year and each step is important, I keep getting downloads. I've been doing a lot of these 2024 year ahead readings, which is so good. It's so good to kind of prepare for these energies coming in. And it's going to have some mind fields. It's going to have a lot of mental energy going on. Now, it's interesting because right now, the only air sign that we've got going on strong is the South Node in Libra. And so there's some strength in the air there because we can tend to fall into those South Node patterns. Besides that, no other air is really being strongly activated at this time. Although Mercury and Uranus are doing their things, making sure that we're staying up to date on all the mentalism. But we're gonna have to get very prepared for it, which is why I think this Mercury retrograde that we're in is so perfect. And the fact that Jupiter today is highlighting, activating, expanding the Mercury energies in a trine is also really good for us to look at. So I have a new way of thinking of us as humans that came through. Really looking at us as a collection of these elements. If you saw, I made a post this weekend kind of talking a little bit about it. I think it was for Saturday. I posted about our elemental selves, connecting to them. So we all have fire in us. Even if you don't have fire in your chart, you have fire in you. There's fire in there. There's fire, there's heat, there's passion, creativity. We all contain that essence. We all have water. I mean, we're made up of so much water, so we're very watery creatures. We're just big water droplets wandering around, feeling the emotional energies, feeling the liquid love of life. We are Earth. Hello, I can touch me. Physical beings, right? And then we have that air element. What is the air element? It's our breath. It's electrical in nature. It's our thoughts. And the image that I got is so we're all constantly trying to find some balance of these things as we move forward. And we've all kind of found our way. When it begins, we're kind of when babies start to walk and they're constantly just trying to organize themselves to be able to take a step. That's how we are when we're first trying to balance our own elements. And then as we figure out the balance, we start walking that way. And over time, we develop pains and we develop our own little ways of walking that may look a little interesting, being taught in ballet for so long, I used to walk kind of like a penguin with my feet very turned out until my massage training was like, stop doing that. It's dividing you in half. And then I started working on that. We all have these things that we do. And even though we may not necessarily look like babies, you know, trying to figure it out, we really are still like that. This next year, our heads are going to be like balloons. This next year, the mental energy is going to be very, very, very strong. Now is the time to start working on it. Now, you may be very proficient in the mental energies. You may be really good at getting that figured out. You may be really good at the emotional energies. You may be good at, like, in the physical, or you may be good at the creation, okay? But all of us need to find a way of being good in, just got the light shine on me, being good with our mental energies. And one piece of that is that gratitude piece. There's some things in our mental energies that we can control, and there's some things we can't. We can control where we continually bring our focus. We can control where we can find the good and find that alignment. And I think that's going to be necessary. There's going to be other things too, discernment, all kinds of things. Today, as we have Mercury and Jupiter connecting, see where you can be responsible to your gratitude, responsible to your mind and to its processes, because becoming vigilant, I promise you, is a good exercise to help you in this year ahead. So, Mercury, Trine, Jupiter. Mercury, I love this retrograde as well, because Capricorn is the sign of responsibility. So it's like, we gotta review how we're showing up mentally, because this is gonna be important. And like I said, Jupiter's just highlighting it. Now, Jupiter is interesting in this case too, because Jupiter's like, well, here's what's happening on the planet. What are you going to focus your mind on at this time? And recognize you again have that choice. I'm not saying you should avoid anything. I'm not saying that you should focus on anything specifically, but you need to recognize that you may find yourself even a little hyper-focused with this energy. Now, the Pisces, the moon in Pisces may make us a little lurchy, maybe a little less hyper-focused. The moon in Pisces is doing the rest of the connections through the day. A connection to Venus, a connection to Mars, and a connection to Uranus, which again can have some of those mental components going on. Moon, Trine, Mars, some emotional energies. So notice, as the watery energies come up, what does your mind do? Does your mind want to shut it down? Does your mind want to go and investigate? That's what my mind does. It's like, what's happening here? Let us see. Let me go down every single rabbit hole there is. That's my job. I don't mind it. So watch when the emotions come through. Where do you go? What do you do with it? Venus and Scorpio can go to some deep, dark places. That's not a bad thing. There's a lot of shift there. Moon squaring Mars. We've got Mars going on in Sagittarius. There we have the philosopher, again, wanting to go down the rabbit holes. But watch for where you tend to shut things down as not true, and see where you're being called to open and shift a little bit. Neither Sagittarius or Pisces know it all, even though both at sometimes feel like they do. We'll leave that there. Moon connecting to Uranus late in the evening. There we have some lazy cat energy. It is Taurus, which might be nice for shutting down, but you may face some of those Uranus triggery energies. So be aware of that. Like I said, definitely some shenanigans coming in later this week. Top of my cards, we have the Existence card, the Magician. And again, it's a reminder, your mind doesn't work alone, but it is a powerful piece in the cog that is you in your energy. And the awareness of it, because the mind and the subconscious, oh my gosh, They can run away. They're so powerful. They're so computery. So we do want to stay vigilant of our own inner AI systems. What are they doing? Part of this is the maturity process, which is just working together to rise, to grow into your higher self. We do have the slowing down card. Take that time to get grounded. That will support. And then we have these two in reverse cards. Change and transformation. So some of this energy incoming, change, transformation, some shift, Wheel of Fortune. Which way is it going to go? Well, how's your co-creation going? It's always working for you, and it's going to go how you see it. But how is your co-creation going? And are you recognizing your power in that? Again, that's part of the mind energy. How are you going to look at these things? So, it's a minefield out there, right? I'm going to leave it there for today. You can book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. 2024 year ahead readings are available. I have all the options down below. Gift certificates available. Just email me about that. Year ahead transits available. Email me for that as well. Besides all that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and remember who you are. Namaste.